In the world of Mexican boxing, one name stands out from all others: Julio Cesar Chavez. Over 100 victories, titles in 3 weight divisions, he's simply El Gran Campeón Mexicano, the great Mexican champion. Many have tried to follow in his footsteps. None have succeeded. As the son of a legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. grew up living a life of privilege. Even as a youngster, Jr. seemed a natural to follow his father's path.
De niño sí, todo el tiempo estuve en el gimnasio con mi papá, viéndolo, siempre supe lo que era boxeo. Todo el tiempo es lo que vi toda mi vida, boxeo. Pero pues nada en serio, ¿no? Hasta ya los 16 años. Ya fue cuando le dije a mi papá que quería yo debutar profesionalmente sin hacer ninguna pelea amateur. Y él me dijo, pues quiero verte primero hacer guantes. Y fue al gimnasio a verme hacer guantes y me dijo, está bien, te voy a dejar, vamos a ver cómo te ves.
He looked good enough in the gym to turn professional. And in the ring, he showed some familiar qualities.
Left hook to the body. Oh. That was the Julio Cesar Chavez trademark.
Yo creo que al principio de mi carrera quería pelear como él, más adentro. Pero pues eso no me resultaba a mí porque yo estoy muy alto y me pegaban mucho.
Chavez Jr. immediately gained an audience, but learning on the fly, he developed slowly. He struggled to make weight and earned a reputation as being lazy. The comparisons with his father were fading.
Me sentía que no estaba avanzando. Yo creo que necesitaba algo más. No tenía la disciplina necesaria, entonces pues por eso decidí estar con Freddy Roach, porque yo sabía que yo tenía las cualidades, pero no iba por un buen camino.
Yeah, I think he got the reputation also because he was always the boss. He never had, he didn't listen to anyone. He did what he wanted to do, and he needs a boss because he does need direction. But he does understand the sport of boxing, and he was a lot better boxer than I actually thought he was. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, come on.
Well, right now, you know, since this is our only 3rd fight together, we're focusing on just trying to get the basics down, just changing everything that he used to do in the past. So it's like baby steps, getting him used to doing things he's never done before.
Lo más importante es prepararme duro. Pues me he dado cuenta que sin eso no se puede hacer nada en el mundo, así seas hijo de quien seas o sea lo que sea. Si no tienes disciplina, no te preparas duro y no te sacrificas, nunca vas a lograr nada en el boxeo.
Go, come on. And when he came here, his work ethic was great. He never said no to me. He still hasn't to this day. We condition, we'll win this fight. Right?
Kick my ass.
Once I get him in the gym, he's 100%. Someone told me he's just trying to impress you. I said, well, keep doing it, because that's what he's doing.
Many fighters turn to boxing out of necessity, a need for money. Some are searching for fame and fortune. Others are simply trying to forge their own path.
Yo tengo hambre de ser alguien en la vida porque no quiero estar siempre ser hijo de Julio César Chávez y vivir de lo que él hizo. Yo quiero hacer mi propia historia, me estoy esforzando. Creo que tengo la sangre en mis venas de un gran peleador. Y creo que poco a poco he ido rompiendo expectativas y cada día he demostrado mejores cosas.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for tonight's main event. Sebastian Speak and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Slight height advantage for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Speak weighed in at 158 3/4 pounds, rehydrated to 165 on our unofficial scales. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. on our unofficial scales has rehydrated from 160 pounds all the way up to 180. Weight wasn't a problem for Speak. In fact, he was sipping water during our fighter meetings. With his Hall of Fame father, the great Julio Cesar Chavez, leading the way, Jr. comes into the arena here at Staples Center in Los Angeles. Julio Cesar Chavez was 23 years old when Jr. was born. He already won a title. said, I grew up watching my dad's style. I saw all the great times, and I want that. But I know it's going to take hard work to get it. To the ring goes Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. with his 42 wins and 30 knockouts. Turned 25 back on February the 16th. Matt, he's going for the middleweight belt. Let's take a look at the middleweight picture.
We see the belt holders, Sturm, good jab, good solid, pretty long career at this point. Dmitry Pirog, the best of this group. Spectacular knockout win over American prospect Danny Jacobs here on HBO. Speed, you see his belt is on the line tonight. The script from Sergio Martinez, who is the real middleweight champ. And there he is. You know how I know he's middleweight champ? He beat Kelly Pavlik, who beat Jermaine Taylor, who beat Bernard Hopkins. Really simple. Gennady Golovkin. He is, if you talk to boxing insiders, the guy with the best chance to beat Sergio Martinez in the middleweight division. He was a very good amateur. He's a very good pro. They're trying to bring him over to the United States now. And Julio Jr., of course, you're about to see.
And there is 29-year-old Sebastian Speak. Very soft-spoken. Son of parents who sold cars in a small town in East Germany. Started at the age of 10 boxing. Too small to play soccer. Said it was cold outside. I was looking for an indoor sport. So I tried boxing and fell in love with it. His first fight in the United States, he says he's very proud to be doing it, and it's a special experience. And Max, it's been a long time.
Speak is a typically fundamentally sound Eastern European fighter with a deep amateur background. And you can see that everything he does is muscle memory from an early age. Interesting thing about his opponent tonight, Chavez Jr., as Roy points out, without that amateur background, it still all seems to be muscle memory. Inherited muscle memory, maybe.
Time for the introductions for our main event. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin the official introductions, on behalf of the promoters, HBO Sports and Staples Center, at this time we would like to acknowledge a gentleman in the ring who is indeed a boxing legend. In his fighting career, he captured 6 world championship bouts in 3 different divisions. His victory totals 107, 89 knockouts. He is recognized as one of the greatest fighters in boxing history, and in 1 week, he will be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, the former super featherweight champion of the world, the former lightweight champion of the world, and former super lightweight world champion, damas y caballeros, el más grande, campeón mexicano, Julio Cesar Chavez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Staples Center, Los Angeles, California, USA. This is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Presented by Bob Arum's Top Rank Boxing in association with Zanford Promotions and Universal Main Events. Sponsored by Tecate, Cerveza con Carácter, and sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman John Frierson, Vice Chairman Dr. Christopher Giza, Executive Director George Dodd. WBC President Jose Suleiman. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this bout, Raul Caiz Jr., John Keane, and Steve Morrow. And inside the ring, in charge of the action, your referee, Jack Reese. And now, for the thousands in attendance here at Staples Center and the millions watching around the world, from the USA to Germany to Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, damas y caballeros, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, wearing red with gold, official weight 160 pounds. His professional record, 42 victories without a defeat, 1 draw, 1 no contest, and he has 30 KO victims. Damas y caballeros de Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico, the undefeated challenger, the WBC silver belt middleweight champion, the son of the legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Und jetzt, meine Damen und Herren, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, wearing black, red, and gold, officially weighing 158 3/4 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 30 fights, 30 victories, including 10 KOs. From Hamburg, Germany, introducing the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC middleweight champion of the world, Sebastian
Everybody out except Chief second only, everybody else out. All right, since you both understand English very well, that's what I'm going to speak primarily. First, both of your trunks are a little bit high, so this is the line right here, okay? Listen and obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times, fight hard, fight clean, touch them up, and good luck.
We're here to see if Julio Jr. is closer to Ken Griffey Jr. or to Dale Berra, Yogi's son, who did make it to the majors, but didn't exactly make anyone forget about his dad. Chavez is in the majors now. The question is, can he perform at an all-star level?
He'll be tested tonight against the belt holder, Sebastian Zbik. Zbik, not a huge puncher. His 10 knockouts, his 32 professional wins. 209 rounds as a pro. Chavez Jr., 194 rounds as a pro. More than half of his knockouts, his 30 knockouts, have come within the first 2 rounds. 8 in the first, 8 in the second.
Chavez weighed in at 180 pounds today. Zbik only at 165. But Zbik looks bigger and stronger, Roy, than I'm used to seeing him.
He looks a lot bigger, a lot stronger than he usually looks. And